everybody! It is Self-Care Sunday! Welcome to the program tonight. Who we got with us tonight? Who's number one? Who's going to be our number one in tonight? Number one is... Who does Facebook deem is our number one person? Kitty, number one. Angie. Hello, Angie. Ann is with us. Number three, Ann. Hello from Iowa. Not a capital Iowa tonight, Heather? Hello, other Angie. Hey, Dawn. Kelly, howdy. Joanne in Chicago is joining us tonight. Kitty is excited. Bucket list accomplished. Number one. Jennifer, like number 18. That's good luck in the Jewish religion. I'm just saying, Jennifer, so it's not a bad thing. Not number one, but number 18. Hi. Hey, Adele and Dazzle, how are you tonight? Okay, that is better, Heather. Sunday Fun Day. Self-Care Sunday, Angela. Twiggy's here in Fargo. Pasadena is in the house. That's okay, Jennifer. You can talk on the phone. We aren't the only thing going on. Rebecca's here with us tonight. She's not feeling blue, but her hair is.
Quarantine cuts and colors today.
Quarantine cuts and colors for Self-Care Sunday. I did not get my quarantine cut or color, but it is Self-Care Sunday, everybody. Cheers. Julie Jankowitz is with us. Did I get massage today? I have massage hair. Kate, I'm going to leave that alone, and I'll just thank you for the nice letter I got from you. Melissa's with us on the treadmill that is her life. Julie Jankowitz loves Rebecca's hair and says hi. Thank you, Julie. That is why you and Jennifer together were late. You were hanging out together. That's good, though. We need the self-support group there. I have the mad scientist look. Well, you know, Cassandra said before I went on that I need some hair gel or need something, and, you know, I thought it was just more important to get on. I know appearance is important and all that, but I thought being on time was more important than having the perfect hair. That's not what you come here for, is hairstyling tips from Neil. That is not all what you sign up for. So that is not why you tune in. But you know, I will keep that in mind and take that into account tomorrow night before I go live, since my hair has thrown everything off today with things. It's okay, Angie. I still love you. There, it's okay. I'm gonna work on it. You know, this isn't that just shows you that this just doesn't happen. It takes work to deal with this. You know, to have hair like this. The other Angie's husband picked on my hair too a couple weeks ago, so I guess I really do have to work on it. So what are we all grateful for this Sunday night? It is Sunday night. What are we all grateful for tonight? What are we all grateful for? We're grateful for our neighborhood restaurant, Camille's. We got takeout from them tonight. Wood-fired pizza and buffalo cauliflower and roasted something fancy Brussels sprout things, and eggplant fries was brought in for dinner. I got a slice before I hopped on here tonight. Angela is excited because with a $2 an hour raise, Gwen is watching. Angie was at the lake. 12-mile bike ride, Heather? Wow. And a great 2 days open, which is even better. Fellow shop owners to commiserate with. You're not alone running the store. How many times do I have to tell you that, Jennifer in Naples? Julie got her PPP documents to sign. Gwen is with us tonight, on time. Kitty got her houseplants outside and the hummingbirds have arrived. That's a great sign of better things to come. No to-do items for the rest of the evening. Well, I usually, after this, kick my to-do list to the side. So I know that. Lisa's joining us in Canada, Toronto. Hamburgers and green beans on a fancy plate, Melissa. Fancy plate, too. It depends on the bank, Joanne. Some of the banks, you pre-signed everything with your application, so the money in the account is that. So the clock is ticking with the money in the account. Starts that, Joanne, but money in the account is a nice thing to wake up to. So the day the money hit is where that starts. Christina Son is with us, and Dana. I'm so glad to hear everything that everybody's grateful for tonight. This is really great. Yay, Ramona. That is awesome. Your PPP money. And you can be open starting tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to try this, Julie. See how my names go. Julie Jankowitz for Self-Care Sunday got Gurney Donuts and Quonset Pizza. I did not cook anything today. That's really awesome. We did brunch at home today, and we baked last night and today, so I'm going to share some of that coming up. Pat had lunch outside in Palm Beach and a walk on Worth Avenue. That is awesome. Donna's joining us tonight. I'm so excited to hear what everybody did, and everybody's having a great Sunday. Well, let's get this party started because I'm smelling brownies behind me, and that sounds good. So we start, I got it right, Julie. I might as well just end this now while I'm ahead of the game. Hey, Christine. They will cover it, Ashley. They've got your back. And I'm going to give you a call tomorrow. I've got you on my list now. I read the rest of yours, and I haven't responded to it, Ashley, but I'm going to call you because you are not alone running this store. Lisa got her PPP money and an email from the SBA. But let's flip to our good morning, good night book so we can get this show on the road tonight. Our good morning today is "You're indescribable." We writers spend our lives trying to do you justice, and you're always more than we can capture. Good morning. Well, how's that for a self-care Sunday? Did anybody besides us make the kitchen sink cookies? Did anybody take a look at those kitchen sink cookies? They came out fabulous. They're really, really good. We like them even, we made them last night for today, and they were really good out of the oven, but they were even better the next day. Jennifer did. Did you like them, Jennifer? I liked them. Did Brad like them? How about the kids? How about Brady? Brady like them? I like these. They were good. You made yours too large. There's no such thing as too big a cookie. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that, Ashley, but that's what insurance is for. Just be okay with it, and I'm sorry your landlord didn't figure it out beforehand. We had that once in our warehouse where a pipe went over an entire shelving unit of unprocessed clothes. It was bad. So, Jennifer Dodds is with us tonight. Let's see what we got going on here today. Again, we have the highlight of the NARTS May newsletter. If you have not read the NARTS May newsletter, pick it up in your email box and read it. I like printing it. I print it for all my locations, and so they've got a couple of issues to catch up on when they get back to work. But it is an amazing issue with amazing articles that will speak to you, as many of you have already said and commented. But make sure you get that and get back on with that. Our quotes today. Hang on a second. I really like this that I think Kate sent me. I'm going to screw this up. Who sent me? Don't. But I really like this. So shine, pop open here. And when I open that, I read that as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Okay? Marianne Williamson. So, as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Boom! That's a heck of a quote. Cheryl's with us. Dina's in from the lake today. Okay. What do we got going on? I gotta say, out of states, I really liked what I got from the state of Indiana. Their back on track plan. So, you know, if anybody's looking at writing a back on track of what's open and in what stages, I think Indiana did a really good job of color coding it and making it really easy to see. If you haven't seen this chart in Indiana, and you are in Indiana, it's a great chart. It's absolutely the best one I've seen so far out of states, versus the states that are just now open for everything. But Indiana did a nice job with that. Let's see, what else we got going on? None of us knows the future. Here's a quote for you. None of us knows the future. That's what makes this journey so exciting. Think about that for a second. Digest that. Talk about it with your friends. None of us knows the future. None of us knows the future. That's what makes the journey so exciting. Hey, Bailey, good to have you with us. Love having you here. Hopefully, Joni's with you. If not, that's okay. She'll catch a replay. That went down the wrong pipe. Okay. Okay. One of the other quotes that I have for today is all right, we're at Joni's house. Joni's house. I feel like Chachi should be there, but I'm probably just dating myself. Bonnie and Danielle in Fort Myers are with us, joining us tomorrow. You really need to post your sign later, Danielle and Bonnie, into the group. I loved the picture of your street sign that you sent, and others will appreciate it too, and I think others will steal it. So go ahead and post that later in the NARTS Facebook group, because people really need that kind of encouragement, and that sign was great. I really loved it. Stella, great to have you with us. And thank you, Danielle. So one of the things I wanted to talk about for a little bit tonight was the theory of hard versus inconvenient. Okay? And what we're going through, while many thinks is hard, is really inconvenient. Okay? Except for Ashley, we have a roof over our head that isn't leaking. Okay? And I'm not picking on Ashley. I feel terrible for the situation she's dealing with the flood in her store. But you know, it is inconvenient what we are dealing with. Having to be closed, and what we're doing, we're not on the street. We have food in our bellies. We have power in our houses. We have internet. We have ways to connect. So it's not truly hard what we're going through. It's inconvenient. This will be a bump in our road. It will be a footnote in our story. And so I just want to digest that this is bad, and I don't want to diminish that. This has been unbelievably difficult for everybody, but part of it is thinking back to what we talked about last month, okay? You know, where we've survived 100% of our worst days. And, you know, I kept on showing that sign of all these things that we survived. And so, you know, where have you been in your business before? Where have you been in life before that it's been really inconvenient, that you didn't know how you were going to get through to the other side, okay? But you came through, and you came through stronger, okay? How you supported your family. I mean, there are countless examples in the NARTS newsletter of things that we're doing to get to the other side. So what have you done? Where are you at where you have done that, okay, before? What inconvenient things have you gotten through before? Because this is going to be another thing that we just list as something we survived. 100% of our worst days we've survived. And you don't always know how you're going to do it at the time. Ashley, for example, doesn't know how she's going to fix her store, how she's going to get things back from the shower that flooded into her store. She doesn't know how, from the pipe leaking, how that's all going to fix, but it's going to get fixed. She's going to get through that. She's going to get to the other side. It's going to be inconvenient, okay? But we're going to power through, and we are going to get to the other side, even though sitting in it, you don't always know how. But we can draw inspiration from those that are starting to open right now. We can draw inspiration from the customers that are coming back right now. We can be better. Exactly. That's hard. 4 kids in 5 years is hard. That's hard, Angie. Boom. Drop the mic. That's hard. Okay? That's not even inconvenient. That's hard. Okay? Taking 4 kids under 5 to the grocery store, that's hard, okay? Okay? But this is all going to be a footnote to where we go. Okay? Yeah. Okay? Childbirth is hard, okay? You know, having Rebecca's birthday last week, you know, we talk about how, you know, she was late. She was, what, 10 days? How many days late were 11 days late. 11 days late. Now, like, as a woman, you are prepared for the due date, okay? It's okay if you have the baby early, okay? You can handle that. But late, forget it, okay? That is not in the schedule. And the doctor wanted us to wait another week. That wasn't in my schedule either. It certainly wasn't in Cassandra's, so I negotiated that. And my negotiating skills were less politically correct back then than they are today. Okay, I've grown a lot in the skills that I use, but I got the job done. Okay, the hospital was across the street from the doctor's office, and she said, "Oh, we can wait another week," and I'm like, "No, that's hard." Okay, giving birth, 4 kids in 5 years. So okay, that's hard. Okay. This is inconvenient, okay? We will get through this inconvenience, okay? Later this year, it'll be barely a memory. We'll be sitting back and laughing about it. Remember when we survived the quarantine? Next year, we'll be having quarantine sales, okay? The American memory is short. We'll be having quarantine sales. You know, you'll be wearing your masks and stuff next April, March, and having a quarantine sale. And dressing up in quarantine garb, you know, that is our memory. This is inconvenient. We will get beyond this. The other thing that's been a big issue, as I've been talking to people the last several days, and it's been an issue here and there throughout, okay, is you guys comparing your back room to somebody else's front room. Okay, this store's got it all together. Oh, they have a fully funded bank account. They have this, they have that. They're just perfect. And here I am struggling with how to talk to my landlord, or how to pay my consigners, or how to just get out of bed this morning. Okay, you are comparing not back room to back room. This is not tomato to tomato. This is orange to apple. Okay, these are not the same thing. What you think you know is not true. Okay, what you have built up in your head of somebody else's back room is not true. And that's not to say that they, you know, do or don't have a bigger, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, okay? What matters is your situation and working from where you are, okay? Don't worry, don't compare to anybody else, okay? I talk about it all the time, that numbers don't lie, people do. And that's not to say people lie, but you're lying to yourself about what you think other people do or have. So don't do that to yourself. I've heard that countless times in the last several days. And even when I'm talking to some of you, because the PPP becomes a very personal thing in making the numbers work in your individual business, and that's a hot issue right now, as a lot of you are getting it. And it's an important issue because I don't want anyone to end out with that as a loan. Okay, so it's so important that we run your actual numbers. And some of those numbers are easier than others. And even when I'm talking to you, I'm like, oh, I'm so thankful you have a smaller number. And the only reason I'm thankful for that sometimes is because it's a lot easier to make this work if I don't have to figure out 15 FTEs and a huge payroll number. So it's a blessing to have a smaller number. It's easier to make the math work. But ultimately, the math has to work, and I want everybody to have forgiveness from that. And that is the biggest thing. So that's why I also tell you, do not hesitate to reach out. I know, yes, I'm busy. No, I'm not disputing that, but I get back to everybody. I think I'm on the 30th now for calls. It's right around the 30th to the 1st. I think it starts picking back up quickly again. So hopefully I'll knock that down. I don't know. Today's Sunday, but what is it, the 3rd? So I'm a few days back, but it goes in ebbs and flows where I catch that up and make a lot of progress with that. So don't hesitate. I help everybody. I don't care. It does not matter. So don't hesitate to reach out if you have a question or concern or you're worried about the math. I don't want you calling me the last week, this week 7 of your PPP, and say, oh my God, I should have called you sooner. But hey, how do I make my numbers work? I'm really short. That's pushing it a little too late. I got to make it, the more runway I have to help you make it work, the easier it is to make those numbers work. And I'm happy to do that. That's what I do. Me and my little pink calculator, we do that, and before we know it, we'll be back to happier days, pink calculator cake, because everything's better with cake, and we will be back to that. So one of the things we did on Self-Care Sunday, and something you should be doing in your business with your team, with your management team, and or business partners, is today we held a strategy session. So, we were working on marketing, both short and long term, store reopening, and rehiring priorities, okay, and how we're going to bring people back when we're allowed to. We're optimistic. It's okay, Suzanne, that you're a little late. Cheers to you and MJ. We went with the vodka and tonic tonight. We had that strategy session to work on our business today. So we sat down for a couple of hours and really laid things out and who was taking charge of what, so that we could work on those things, because we have a couple of big projects, beyond the just, getting to a point where we're able to reopen at some point, hopefully this month. But it could be as late as June. We're hopeful to be able to do curbside in Massachusetts sometime this month. There's a lot of pressure on the governor with Mother's Day, but we want everybody to be safe. So we were working on both short and long-term strategy for the business. And so it's important to stop and take the time. And I know a lot of you are all just one-man, one-woman shows right now, but it's important to take the time and work on your business, even though that's not always the easiest thing to do. But because we also have some big projects coming up, we really wanted to sit down and do that so that we could have that. The other hot topic continues to be, in addition to the PPP, is can my employees come back on part-time? Okay, this has been the other hot question that I've been answering, and it's a state-by-state question. Okay, can I bring my employees back part-time, and can they earn some money And can they still collect unemployment to get the $600? If there's a way to do that for a couple more weeks, I'd like to be able to help my people do that, has been one of the key questions. And it varies by state, okay? But most states have a way for your employees to work part-time and still earn a income for you and still collect unemployment. In most states, if they still earn $1 from unemployment, they'll still get the $600. The math is different in every state, but it works something like this. I'll do this again, but each state is different. In Massachusetts, for example, you can earn 1/3 of your unemployment benefit amount without affecting your benefit amount. After earnings exceed that amount, your benefits are reduced dollar for dollar until it exhausts your benefit and you're considered fully employed by the state for that week. So from a math perspective, if you had a is there a place where you can find out if your state does it? Yes, Ohio does it. Each state, usually from the Department of Unemployment Assistance, some of them make it easier to understand than others. For example, Kentucky makes it extremely confusing. I want to say that's the state I did today. Okay, there are some states that make it extremely confusing and other states that make it very, very easy. If you email me, I can find it for Ohio, Chris. I forget what it is for Ohio off the top of my head, but Ohio does allow for that if I recall correctly. But there are several states that do it like this. So in the example, if you have a $15 an hour employee who works 40 hours a week, they earn $600 a week working for you in gross wages. And in most states, that would translate to about half on unemployment, about $300. In Massachusetts, they can earn 1/3 of that, or $100, 6.6 hours, 1/3 of the $300 in unemployment earnings, and still get their full $300 in unemployment. If, however, let's say you brought this 40-hour-a-week employee back 20 hours, yeah, Julie, I'm really sucking wind that I don't know all 50 states off the top of my head. I know I'm letting you down, and I'm sorry. If, let's say, you brought them back at 20 hours, but, Julie, I can tell you that Illinois is almost exactly the formula that I am reading you. Okay, so I do know that Illinois is almost the exact same formula I am reading you. Okay, so I do know that. If you brought them back at 20 hours, this 40-hour employee, at 20 hours, they would earn $300 from you. The first $100 would not reduce their unemployment, but the other $200 would. So they would earn, working 20 hours a week, they would earn $300 from you. They would still get $100 from unemployment, and they would get the $600 and be ahead by $400 from their normal work from you. And they'd be ahead $100 of what they were getting on unemployment. So, that is some math, and it's unlikely in most situations that you'd be able to carry that out and do your PPP all the way through July, but you could certainly help people for a couple of weeks probably in most situations with their PPP get to the other side of it if your state has a similar program. So keep that in mind as part of that. I'm happy to work with anybody on their individual state requirements, but like I said, Julie, Illinois is very, very similar to Massachusetts because I've had a few people in Illinois that I've already done that for, and that math was very, very similar. A lot of the northern states, the northern states are more generous, the southern states are less generous in a general sense. With the unemployment benefits. That's just a broad brush, but happy to look at any state individually with you to help you plan, because it becomes part of PPP planning, helping your employees, helping you, and them not resenting you as part of this. So we don't want, you don't want a thing where they're resenting you as much as possible. Hey, Bonnie and Sue are joining us tonight. Welcome to the program. So those are important things. Again, one of the Great to have you with us, Bonnie, at any time you join us. You can always catch the replay at narts.org/resalestrong. narts.org/resalestrong has all the replays. All of them are organized there on the YouTube channel link that is there. You're not alone running this store directly on YouTube, but all the files, everything we talk about, are right there at narts.org/resalestrong. Thank you, Adele, for keeping that up for all of us. Greatly appreciate you keeping all the resources organized here. Another thing, as you're bringing staff back, don't forget that employee self-screening questionnaire, which is really a great questionnaire, and putting the onus on your employees to self-declare daily. Don't collect these, but to self-declare daily that they are healthy. It's a great thing, and I'm glad to hear that you are in the queue. Yeah, it's coming together. I told you where you're at. My chart's pretty accurate, and you're hitting right around the 30-day mark right now, and so 30 to 40 or so is where they're running. The other thing, again, to keep in mind, yes and no, Suzanne. They have to be truly at risk, and the at-risk falls into a more gray area, and how you want to deal with that and how you want to deal with the employee. The only true exemption is actually having the virus. The only true non-returning excuse is actually having the virus. All the mitigation that you're doing, that you're cleaning and doing other things, or having people wear masks, does the business its service in honoring the cases of mitigation. So having a potential reason is not a reason in and of itself. But I can understand you as a caring person wanting to honor that. So that is in your world and how you choose. The key with that is to evenly honor that. So don't, if you decide to honor that and not have them back, not that you handle all cases like that similarly, and not say, well, Sally is healthy enough and John is not. Okay, don't be making those decisions on your own, and be doing that level. The other thing to keep in mind, as a lot of you have talked about, is giving people bonus, like the hazard pay bonuses with the PPP, paying people a $2 an hour bonus, for example, for the 8-week period immediately after. Again, do that as a bonus, not a rate change. Not a rate change. Do not change somebody from $12 to $14 an hour, and then after this change them from $14 to $12. Okay, do that as a bonus, so that you do not have a labor law issue. I do not want anyone to have any labor law issues. Hey, Krita, thanks for joining us tonight. That is sort of the highlights of things we were going to talk about this Sunday, or that were new or hot burning issues. I have a lot of calls in queue for tomorrow for you guys, so I'm sure that my issues, and Monday tends to be a big day for document releases and government information and stuff. I actually have my coaching call tomorrow. I have several calls tomorrow. I have scheduled calls with you guys, and then I have some other calls that I am on for some big stuff tomorrow. So I'm sure tomorrow's update will be long and full of stuff. But we start, all the information here is, again, at narts.org/resalestrong. Can I just be a lump of something? I would love to be a lump of something for you, Diane, and take your bonus. Yes, you can do whatever kind of bonus you want, okay, and it can be based on just a lump. It doesn't have to be based on the hours. Any bonuses you give do not have to be based on anything other than your goodwill. The key with that is their compensation during the 8-week period cannot trend at more than $100K a year. So when that's multiplied out, divided by 8, multiplied by 52, any compensation they earn during that period cannot equal more than $100,000. which averages out to about $1,900 a week, puts you at like 99,000, 98.9 or something like that. So that is the real key to it. You know, the other thing to remember with the PPP math, and that's why I tell everybody to use 80%, not the 75%, is because, you know, what can and can't be included. Federal taxes aren't included, state taxes are. Helps people in northern states where state taxes are higher. Doesn't necessarily help as much in the southern states where state taxes are lower. But if you average it at 80%, you miss any math errors. And I don't want to have somebody have their PPP not forgiven for a math error. I'm here live every night at 8 o'clock Eastern, live 8 o'clock every night Eastern in the NARTS private Facebook group. I answer your questions all day long by emailing me, Neil, N-E-I-L, at ECIstores.com, N-E-I-L at ECIstores.com. That's the best way to reach me. Please make sure to include your phone number because most of it does not needs more than an email reply. It needs a call just to step through it with you. So if you get a call from a 508 or a FaceTime from a 508 number, because I like to see your smiling face, or I like to see when we're done that you're smiling, that is for me. And so take that call. All the resources we talk about here, all the videos, Adele keeps them all neat and organized on the narts.org/resalestrong page, narts.org/resalestrong, because we are resale strong. Every night we start with the Good Morning, Good Night book, and we end with the Good Morning, Good Night book. So today our good morning was, for those of you that were not here at the top of the program, like Bonnie, our good morning today was, you're indescribable. We writers spend our lives trying to do you justice, and you're always more than we can capture. Good morning. Our good night today is, you're indescribable. We writers spend our lives trying to conjure you from every angle. We get close enough to keep trying. Good night. I'm back here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern, live in the NARTS Facebook group. All the files, all the videos are at narts.org, Resale Strong. Share the page with everyone, anyone you know in business, because ultimately we want every business to know they are not alone. And most importantly, you and especially you are not alone running this store. I'll see you all tomorrow night, everybody. Have a great night.